What's up, fam? We are here in my kitchen today to talk about travel tips and food. So this is going to be everything you need to know, whether you are a competitor headed to a show, whether you're on prep, or whether you're not even a competitor and you're just a fitness focused person who wants to bring their food with them, maybe save a little bit of money, stay on track, whether you're going on a day trip in a car, flying, whatever that might be. I'm gonna go over everything you need to know. All the items I'm gonna talk about today are linked below in the description box. So if you need any of them, go ahead, pick those up. And before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share with your fitness bestie, and let's get right into it. First of all, you need some type of meal bag or cooler to bring your food. So I've got my brand new meal bag. You need to not only have a meal bag, but you need to think about what you need and plan what you're gonna have in advance. And then you typically may want to freeze your food and bring extra containers and whatnot. So let's kind of chat about this. So some of the basics that you need. So first of all, you need a meal bag. And this one is nice because it has all these different compartments. So this is gonna be your main container that will hold all your meals. This one comes with a nice little strap and it is insulated. It's gonna have these nice little side containers, which are great for putting things like cream of rice. Like a lot of times I will bring unopened boxes of cream of rice or cream of wheat or my rice cakes. So a lot of times too, I'll just take my rice cakes, I'll pull them out of the sleeves and pop them right in the side panels. And then it also has this nice little top panel for things like utensils, your food scale, etc. You want to bring a food scale. And there are travel food scales too, so I'll link that below. But you definitely need your scale, you need extra bags, and you want to think about what you want to take. So typically the way I'll start out is I start with my meal bag, I'll pack up my food scale, my utensils, salt, condiments, anything like that. If I need, little packets of salt and pepper, if I want some stevia packets, typically things like that. If I want to bring protein powder. So you guys, protein powder is such a huge help when you are traveling. What I like to do, rather than try to bring this whole Global Formulas Pro Zero container, use code Laura, is I put it in a Ziploc. So your Ziploc bags, like your quart or your gallon freezer bags, are gonna be your best friend. So what I'll usually do is I will take my protein powder, scoop out however many scoops I think I need into a gallon freezer bag, one of these guys. And then I will throw the scooper in here. So that way I'm not dependent on like weighing out my protein shakes, which can get kind of tedious and annoying. I can use the scooper. And then you can bring all of this stuff through TSA. I'm also gonna include the link for the TSA website because there's literally a page on their website where it talks about what you can bring, what you can and cannot bring. And the only rule that you need to think about is liquids and gels. So all of this solid food, these powders, these are all okay. So just know that TSA cannot take this from you. As long as you're not trying to bring something on a plane you're not supposed to bring, you are just fine. So you put your protein powder in here, you drop your scooper, and you've got your protein powder and you're good to go. I like to use these smaller quart-sized storage bags for things like freezing my food. So I'll fill them up with rice, vegetables, chicken, ground turkey. And then typically if I'm gonna fly, or even if I may be in a car, what I will do is I will freeze my food 24 hours in advance. And then your food will stay nice and cold. You pop all that into your meal bag. And what you can also do too is, let's say you are going on a flight. Let's say, I'm here in California. Let's say I've got to go to a show in Florida. And that's a cross-country trip. That's going to be a longer flight. Maybe you have connections. What you can do too is take some of these extra baggies, just empty ones, and you just put them in your meal bag. And then what you can do is when you get to the airport, if you have a connection and you realize, I'm a little concerned that my food may not stay cold, what you can do is go up to the McDonald's, the fast food place, the Starbucks in the airport and say, hey, can you give me a cup of ice? Or hey, here's my freezer bag. Could you fill this with ice for me? They'll do that for free. And if you're worried your food will not stay fresh, you take that Ziploc, maybe double bag it so it doesn't leak water anywhere, and you can just pop that in with your food. So your food still stays nice and cold all day and you're good to go. The main thing that you need to think about with your food, so all of your meats, grains, veggies, those are all totally fine. Your produce, those are fine. The main thing you need to think about are liquids and gels. And so really where that impacts us is things like oils and our nut butter. So this is my favorite walnut cashew butter. This one is sealed. And so what I would do with this instead, if I want to bring this with me, I will double or triple bag this and I will put this in my check luggage, okay? Because otherwise your liquids and gels need to fall under that 3-ounce rule that TSA has. So this is 8 ounces. So this would not fall within that rule. If you had a small little container or the small little packets, that might work. But usually I just bring an entire jar and I just put it in my check bag, seal it up, and you're good to go with that. A few other really useful tools, and I'm gonna kind of show you guys how you pack this all up. And the cool thing too about this bag, this is what you're gonna bring on the airplane. This is gonna be your carry-on. So I will usually bring a big backpack that has my laptop, my camera, whatever I might need, my purse. And then this is what I put in the, overhead compartments. And so I just carry this on planes. And if you're in a car, even easier. You just pop this in the car. You can refill it with ice whenever you stop at a gas station if you need to. Makes it really, really easy. A couple other really helpful little devices and tools that you will need for travel, or that you should have for travel just to make your life easier. So one is the Hot Logic Mini. So you see this right here. I have this link down below, and what this guy is, I've had it for several years. This is a plug-in meal warmer, and so it kind of looks like a lunchbox, but basically it has this heating pad. You plug it into any outlet, and it will heat up your Tupperware. So even if you have a plastic Tupperware with chicken and rice, this will not melt a plastic Tupperware. So this is a lifesaver in hotels that do not have a microwave. If you're working an expo or an event, if you're working a show where there are no microwaves, maybe your food is frozen, there's no way to heat your food up, this is huge. And you can even cook in the mornings. You can even cook your cream of rice, your oatmeal, your cream of wheat in here. You just add a little water and your breakfast cereal into that Tupperware, and you leave it for about 30 minutes. So unlike the microwave that will heat up your food in 1 to 2 minutes, this will not melt your plastic Tupperwares, but it will probably take about like a half an hour or so to get your food really nice and warm and hot if that's what you want. So very, very handy little tool. This thing costs about $30 or $40 from Amazon, so that's linked below. Definitely recommend picking one up if you are a competitor. And then my next huge, huge life hack for traveling, competitors especially, is your plug-in cook plate. And this seems maybe like, why would you have this? But for my competitors, you guys, you need this. So this is a plug-in cook plate. This is about an 8-inch square pan. I got it from Amazon. And what this does is this allows you to cook food from anywhere. You could literally, not that you would, but like you could plug this into your car outlet. So I use this in hotels. And so it has this little, I don't know what you'd call it, little filament or whatever. And so you just plug it in here. So it just connects to the pan, and then you plug it in. And then it has this dial that goes all the way from 275 to 425. So you set your heat, and I will cook extra food in here. So if you're at a show and there's no microwave, number one, you can heat your food up in this really quickly. Like unlike the Hot Logic Mini, which might take a half an hour, because it gets so hot, it will only take a couple minutes. And if you need more food, let's say you run out of food and you're at a competition, let's say you're at a national show and it's a multi-day show, right? Or it's a national show, you need to get there early, right? The show's on Friday, Saturday, you need to get there Thursday to check in. So you're arriving Wednesday to be there for Thursday. So now you're at this other location from Wednesday to Sunday. You might run out of food, or if your coach is having you do some crazy carb up, you might be eating different things or way more food, and now you need to kind of think on your feet. So this will allow you to cook extra food, chicken, salmon, ground turkey, asparagus, whatever you need. Really, really easy. I usually bring a little mini wooden spoon, and you can also Instacart all your groceries, have a little dish soap or something. So these are things that I usually pack in my check bag just for, you know, the weight of my luggage. This is a little bit bulkier. But that's how I pack everything up, you guys. So real quick, I'll kind of show you some basics of how I'd put a bunch of food in this meal bag and kind of get ready for a trip. But this should give you the basic tools and techniques that you need to bring all of your food with you, make it through travel. And the cool thing that I tell everyone, whether we are a competitor, whether we're a lifestyle client, or whether we're someone who's just trying to be healthy and make good choices for ourselves, whenever we bring our own food and we're on the road, eating out at restaurants, especially with inflation, has only gotten more and more expensive. So each meal you can cook yourself or you can bring yourself, you are probably gonna save yourself somewhere between $10 and $30 minimum if you just bring your food yourself. So it is well worth it to invest in a meal bag, get a couple of these little tools, pack up some protein powder, even if you only bring a few little snacks or just like a little bit of oats, a little bit of protein powder, maybe some almonds, some of those, you know, tuna packets that don't need to be refrigerated, things like that to just supplement what you're eating. You guys, you're gonna save money. So who doesn't love that? Especially if we are a competitor. It's an expensive hobby to be a bodybuilder. So hopefully this was helpful. Let me show you guys how I actually pack this up. All right, so we're gonna pack up our meal bag with some of my meal prep. I already had ready to go. I've got a bunch of chicken in here. And what you guys can also do too, so like I mentioned, I like to freeze food a lot. So you can take your rice, your proteins, your veggies. And this one, obviously I can tell it's brown rice, but I labeled it brown rice. And then I actually went through the effort to weigh it out, so I kind of know how much I have. And this is an easy way to also save space if you don't want to use Tupperware. So that's just something you could do ahead of time. So I'm gonna throw all my food and things in here. And we're gonna put in our cream of rice, some of our nuts as fat sources, all that. Let's throw in some of our Ziploc bags, our rice cakes. Zip that up. Throw in our food scale and our little top pouch here and zip it up and you're ready to go. That is it, you guys. I hope this video was valuable. I hope some of these tips will help you feel more empowered to bring your food with you, travel with ease, and stress-free, and stay on track with your fitness goals. So if you did find any part of this video valuable or useful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, share it with your gym bestie, and I will catch you guys in the next video.